Alright you guys, I am so excited to share this video with you. I have so many clients who ask me, how do I blow dry my extensions when I get home? So, the first step that you're going to do is add in your smoothing heat protectant. So the heat protectant that I'm using is called Style Prep Smoother. It's by Aveda. I love this heat protectant. It gives you 48 hours of humidity resistance and it helps smooth your extensions and just keep them silky all week long. The next step that we're going to be doing is adding in Unite 7 Seconds Detangler. I love this detangler for my natural hair. I love this because it's lightweight. I can get through my real hair pretty easily without having to deal with all the tangles. The next step that you're going to do is you want to brush your hair with a detangling brush. My favorite brush to use is the wet brush. It's so cheap and it's amazing what it does for your hair. So I'm just going in through here and you'll see that I'm starting from the very end and working my way up. What this does is it helps so that you're not straining the extensions. You can see that I'm holding my hair and I'm combing my way up the hair. So you start at the bottom and you work your way up. Once you get through the extensions, then you want to go through and comb through your real hair. You'll notice as I'm combing through my real hair, I'm holding my hair and combing through it. I'm just as gentle with my real hair as I am on the extensions. When you're combing over your tract where your beads are at, you want to get to it as close to it as you can, but you don't want to tug on the beads. This makes it so that you're not having any matting at the beading and it stays as smooth as possible. So you can see in the video here, although we're going fast, you can see that when I get to a beaded area, I slow down, but I'm not tugging on the hair. So I'm holding the tension with my free hand and combing with the brush. Once you finish combing, the next step that you're going to be doing is split the hair in two. That way you have all your hair in front of your shoulders and you can see everything that you're working with. The first step that I'm going to do after this is I'm going to add glossing straightener. This is one of my favorite products. It's a smoothing product, and what it does is it helps keep your hair silky and smooth all week long. It also will force your cuticle to stay smooth where it won't frizz out. I love this product because it adds a little bit of slip to the extensions, and whether you're wearing them straight or you're curling them, it helps hold that style. So I'm just working that in through the mids of my hair to the ends, focusing it mostly on the ends of the hair. The next step that we're doing is I'm adding volumizing tonic to the roots of my hair. This is a root lifter product. It's lightweight and it's designed for fine hair. I have very fine hair and I need some body, but I don't want the heaviness that a lot of products give. So this product's awesome because it's lightweight. It doesn't add too much texture to my hair, but it allows for it to hold the style that I'm doing with the blow dry. So I'm just working that through, and then I'm going to split my hair again and start the blow dry process. This is just a messy blow dry. I'm just going through, getting a lot of the moisture. You want to be careful when you're doing the messy blow dry not to tangle your hair. You can see that I'm holding it fairly close and I'm focusing right on where my weft is at to get some of the moisture out of right where my weft is at. Again, what I'm doing right now is I'm just focusing on right where the hair is the thickest. You'll notice where your weft is connected to your hair. It stays the wettest, the longest right there. And so you really want to focus on that and get that as dry as you can before you start the technical part of the blow dry. Right here I'm showing you about how dry your hair should be before you start the blow dry. It's about 80% dry. The majority of it is dry, but there's still a little wetness to it. The reason I like to get the majority of the water out of the hair before I start the technical part of the blow dry is just to save time. There's no sense in round brushing it or flat brushing it from soaking wet. Once the majority of that water is out, you can actually focus and get it as smooth as possible in a lot less time. So I've separated out one weft from the other. If you have two wefts, this is a really good option so that you're just focusing on one weft at a time. The next step that we're doing is we're adding in glossing straightener again. I'm typically adding about a pea size, splitting it in between the two halves of the hair. This product's amazing. Once I've applied that, I'm going to brush through the hair and make sure that it's evenly applied. Then what you'll see me doing is I'm going really slow. You'll see I'm just putting the brush on the underneath side of the hair and combing through it slowly. I'm going to be doing this process throughout the rest of the blow dry, just putting the comb in and blow drying all the way through the ends. You can't see the ends in the video, but what I'm doing is I'm combing all the way through. I'm not stopping. What that does is it allows for you to smooth the ends when you comb all the way through. If you stop halfway through, it actually will leave them slightly frizzy. So you'll see here I'm just going nice and slow and combing all the way through the hair. This technique will get your hair extremely smooth and you're not even having to use a round brush. Once you've completed drying the bottom half of your hair, then you'll separate out the top half, split it in half again just like you did on the underside, and pull it all forward. Don't worry, we're almost done. So I'm going to comb through this, just tousle it through with my fingers, and guess what we're going to be adding again? Glossing straightener. If you have another smoothing product that you like, this is the time when I would add that in. Glossing straightener works wonders for me, and that's why I use it. I'm reapplying the glossing straightener to the top half of my hair, focusing it mostly through the mids and ends of the hair shaft. You don't really need it at the root. Where I have fine, straight hair, I don't have any frizziness problems through the top of my hair, so I'm just focusing it where my extensions and the ends of my hair are at. You'll see that I'm starting the blow drying process again. We're doing the same technique, combing the hair and blow drying it all the way through the ends. This is the fastest technique that I have used to keep the hair smooth while blow drying the hair. One of the biggest things that I have found with blow drying hair extensions is that if you do a really good job with your blow dry, they will not be as tangly or as matted throughout the week. It is not a good thing if your extensions are matting. You're probably doing something wrong. So if you are combing your hair extensions through all the way, getting all the tangles out, and you're getting a really good blow dry in, to the point that you're smoothing everything, that's going to make your week a lot better. So I always say do it once well versus 5 times really quick. This whole process shouldn't take you longer than 20 minutes. I have 2 full wefts on my hair, 2 full rows on my hair, I should clarify that, and with about 11 pieces of hair. So I have a ton of hair extensions in. And this whole process probably only takes me about 20 minutes. So I wouldn't plan on any more than that, but the longer you have the extensions, the quicker you're going to be with drying them. Now, what I've got going here is I've combed all my real hair forward. What this does is it adds a little body to it. After you dry it with heat, then I'm going through now with a cool shot. What this does is it sets the hair so that it will stay where you want it to. Once you finish drying, comb everything out. Get it laying where you want it to, and add your oil. My favorite oil to use is the U oil by Unite. I typically do about 2 to 3 pumps of that and just work it in through the mids and ends of the hair. This oil is incredible. I would recommend applying it 2 to 3 times a day for your hair extensions. Thanks for joining me, and I hope that your blow drying goes a little bit smoother.